and welcome to this edition of the Time with Hime Podcast. I'm your host, Lynn Cordes, joined by Superintendent Hime. Mr. Hime, I hope you had a great weekend.
A great weekend.
It was a little cold, but beautiful still.
Yes, people are criticizing us because we brought about spring coming in.
You're not allowed to talk about the weather.
We can't talk about the weather. You know, not been a real good weather year for the superintendent. So let's move on to something else.
Absolutely. We have a few things. We have some special guests, but before that, we have some things we want to let our families know so that they don't miss out on it. So go ahead.
First of all, letters, which is the science of reading, is a training that elementary teachers get across the nation. And we're working to get as many of our elementary teachers trained in the science of reading, or letters trained, as we can. And they've been working hard on their own. We've been scheduling it on virtual days and done the professional development to be as disruptive as possible for our students through the year.
To not be as disruptive.
To not be as disruptive. So on May 12th, we need to have a training. It's all day. There's no way we can get subs for all the elementary teachers. It's also, again, that active time of the year for seniors and stuff. So we're going to make May 12th what we now call a virtual day, but it's a professional development day for teachers. And that's kind of what our calendar looks like next year. If you see a virtual day on the calendar next year, it's a professional development day for teachers, because that's kind of where we move forward. If you'll remember, when we were in school, there used to be 5-6 professional development days a year. We kind of got away from those during the pandemic and after the pandemic. Now we're moving to during the school years. From now on, our professional development days will be virtual days, so the students can be at home, they can log on, the teachers will post the work before they leave on Thursday, and then we'll mix it up where we have some PD during the day for our teachers, and our students can continue to work on the virtual, so we never get where we were at.
And on the calendar for next year, we actually identify it as Student Virtual Learning Day. So
it's a Student Virtual Learning Day. So our teachers will know, so it'll get a little, our students will be at home, our teachers will be at work.
That's it. And then we have one other thing you want to bring up, because now we've had that acquisition of the former Armed Services YMCA.
And as of now, we're calling it the New Horizons Early Learning Center. And again, this is going to be what we're looking is moving pre-Ks in there, and then we're going to have transition students in there. We're also going to have an inclusive pre-K, which means we will have we won't pull out our special ed students. They'll be in there with our pre-K, so all students will go. And again, we want to create for all students. And here's what's happened across Lawton, so people kind of understand what we're doing. We have, if you look at the growth of our community, and you look at, we have this new cobalt plant coming in that's supposed to be bringing in over 2,000 jobs. The military is supposedly expanding by 40%. They're talking about going from 2x8 to 3x9. Those are all said and done. And what they're saying is, in the next 3 to 5 years, we're going to increase, let's say, 1,400 students or 100 students a grade. Well, our elementary schools, especially on the east side, are already at capacity. So if we move our pre-K students from the east side elementaries into this learning center, New Horizons Learning Center, will free up some space. The same with Whittier Elementary. Whittier's at capacity in classrooms and space, and they're very crowded. Well, if we move the pre-K classes from Whittier into New Horizons Early Learning Center, then we will have create some space. And so that's kind of the goal we have with that. We're going to work on transportation. You know, what we've talked to parents is the vast majority of pre-K parents are transported by their parents. That'll be an easier in and out for the parents right there on cash. We'll work on making that as simple as we can and making sure the schedule of that building is obviously different than the middle school and the high school, so we don't create traffic. But that's our goal for the future, to try to relieve some of the pressure off of our elementary schools as the community grows and more people move into Lawton, which is exciting times for Lawton. So kind of stay on the lookout for that. But again, the goal will be that we have that learning center. There are a lot of people that feel like pre-K in a separate location has a lot of strengths or positives than mixed in with kids up to 5, because they need a little bit more care. And so we're excited about that. We still will have Learning Tree, and it won't change much on the west side. We're still looking at other ways as we project this growth coming in the near future.
And in that New Horizons Learning Center will be the transitional program. So we're excited to see the collaboration.
That's going to be an expansive thing on the east side of that building. there was some damage, and we're going to have to do some building and designing. And so we're going to expand our transition program in the next few years. We'll also have transition students in that learning center helping in the cafeteria and custodial and teacher aides and different jobs to prepare them. And one of the things we've talked about, this will give us a way to train our high need jobs, cafeteria workers, custodians, secretarial positions, or administrative assistant positions, teachers' assistants, paraprofessionals, some of those really high needs positions we have, we may be able to create a way where we can help train our own to fill those positions in the future, and that will help our labor shortage as well.
And we'll bring that team on a podcast later to explain how that's going to look in the future.
Yes, we'll continue to try to discuss this and keep everybody in the loop of what we're doing, but we're really excited about this new building, this new learning center, and I think I've said New Horizons early. It's New Horizons Learning Center. It's not early because it'll have secondary students in it and pre-K students, and working those students together to create life-ready graduates is what we're going to do.
And speaking of life-ready graduates, let's get to our
two of our superstars.
Yeah, so would you like to introduce them?
You guys introduce yourselves real quick.
You go first.
So I'm Maddie Moeller.
I'm Cora Sullivan. I'm currently the Vice President of the Lawton FFA chapter.
And I'm currently the President of the Lawton FFA chapter.
So we're going to start because these young ladies, I went to OYE, the Oklahoma Youth Expo, over spring break because you guys, excitingly, the whole ag program nominated me for an award that I was so honored to get, but it was so much fun because you're down there with all of our ag students. We walked around the barns and things. Tell us, a lot of people that aren't in that world, or what is OYE?
The Oklahoma Youth Expo is a great organization that puts together a livestock show for all of the students who have worked yearly to raise livestock. It's sheep, cattle, pigs, goats, anything you can think of. And all these students put so much effort, and they have this big push at the end of the year. But this is a great opportunity for students to get involved in the livestock industry, to truly get hands-on learning with livestock.
Yes, and so it's really exciting for everyone to get their animals and show all their hard work has paid off. And we were really honored and really excited that you received that award. And so we appreciate all you do for our ag program. Really excited.
Now, what did y'all show?
I showed cattle. I had two Angus heifers this year.
And I didn't show, but I really enjoyed getting to walk around and look at everything.
Oh, you were campaigning, weren't you? Politicking, wasn't she? Is that what you was doing?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us why you were politicking.
So I'm running for Oklahoma FFA state office, and so I'll get to figure out in May, and I'm really fortunate to have this opportunity and really appreciate everyone who helped me get here.
And then when you say you'll get to figure out, that is the state convention.
Yes,
I've
sir.
been to the state convention a few times. Tell us about that, because that's a great event as well.
Yes, sir. So we'll have our state contest the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday leading up to state convention. And then that Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll get to have 2 full days of convention. There's several awards given out, state degrees, and then at the end of Wednesday night, we'll find out about state office.
Oh, awesome. What about state convention? You going?
Yes, I will be attending that.
What's your highlights of state convention?
I'd have to say state convention is probably one of the best times because, of course, every single FFA chapter in the entire state is there. I mean, they have to be there for state convention.
And you don't have
Why
any
not?
animals with you.
Oh, no. It's just people. That's why it's in the middle. That's why it's in the middle of downtown
But you're not
Tulsa.
working, though.
No, and that's
OIE's fun, but you're working at OIE, right?
Yeah, I mean, you have to have a break, though, after all that hard work from October all the way up to OIE. And state convention's a great opportunity because you get to see all your friends that you've met over the state, going to contests and whatever else you have to do for contests.
So when we talk about school creating opportunities, life-ready graduates, that's one thing ag does. That's why we're really excited about building this Ag Mac shop that we're building right out here, outside of here. And I know you guys are excited about that. You'll get to come visit. Hopefully we have it. At least you get to walk through it when it's finished. You know how they always say they're going to try to have it ready by Christmas. Hopefully they get it done by then. And you get to use it as a senior next year.
Yes.
But we're very excited. Our ag program does a great job creating life-ready graduates. And one of our plans or goals is with moving all the VOAG here to the Life Ready Center, where we get all the schools together, which I'm sure you guys have enjoyed that.
Oh, yes.
That we can continue to expand our program. And I know we're planning introduction to agriculture day for all the fifth graders in the county somewhere up. Is there a date? Did they ever set a date for sure for that?
I think they're trying to shoot for sometime April 12th, but it's going to be a 2-day activity. And I think it should be during school days, but if they have to, they can make it during the weekend.
Oh, awesome. So that's exciting. Again, because it's another opportunity for students. And some people think you got to live in the country, you got to do this. We have a farm if you don't have your own land, and we have other different things, intervocational program or speech or ag mech. Hey, we have floral. I don't know, you guys can probably say some of the other things we have, and we're expanding every day. So
Well, they actually have something, this week is pretty busy. Before the show even started, we were talking about what the ladies are going to do, because now that the livestock portion is kind of calmed down. Maddie, will you tell us what's coming up?
Ma'am. So today is actually our first speech contest, and then we have AgCom tomorrow, and so a lot of the teams that we've been practicing and getting ready for are starting this week, and so we're really excited and really getting ready to compete at state contest.
It's exciting. They're just all over the place. And then what's some look-aheads that we have from you guys as we finish out the school year?
So we have our plant sale coming up, possibly the middle of April, and so we're going to push more out once it gets closer to that, but be sure to check our Facebook page for updates.
Yay. And Cora, anything else you want to add to this?
We also have had our pie auction recently, and we raised a bunch of money, which will help us for contest season if we have to stay overnight. We raised a little over $15,000, and this will help with so much. Just like going to state convention, you have to have money for hotel rooms, for food, for students who can't really, have the money to pay for those things, and that's why we raised the money.
So awesome. Great group.
Yes.
Hey, superstars like these as representatives, it's a great program, and a big shout out to them. So what else
I was going to say, and thank you guys for coming, because we're definitely going to follow you and let us know.
Yes.
Good luck with state
Thank
convention
you.
and
Thank
everything
you.
like that. We've
Thank
got a
you,
great
guys.
one here.
Talking about LRC,
Yes.
our principal or director or queen or whatever we call Charlotte,
Mrs. Oates, yes.
she won Administrator of the Year from the
Oklahoma Academic Excellence Award.
Excellence Award, yes. So we're very excited about that. That's 2 years in a row we've won an award from that organization, with Mr. Smith being the teacher last year. So that's a big shout out to this group. It's exciting to see how great the people are in Lawton are. I always tell everybody it's so great for me. I came in here, you're new. The staff is just awesome. The students are awesome. And as you can tell, it's made my life, you don't want to act like you got an easy job, but it has made it where, I come to work every day excited about it. So a big shout out to Miss Oates for her new award.
It makes filling our LPS monthly magazine, our review, easy to fill up when we have
And everybody
some
needs
great
to see that.
celebrations.
That's one of the most awesome school publications out there. You and your team do a great job on that.
Well, thank you. And we're going to share more from that, and to include what's coming up in the summer, because we have been, as people try to finish out the year, we're making preparations for the summer and for the following school year. So share some on summer school and Makerspace Camp.
Yes, that's coming up. I believe it's June 5th through the 29th, 8 to 12 is summer school. We'll give you the locations. Included in summer school, one thing we ever do, because of our summer feed programs, in summer school you have breakfast, but then they'll have classes, and then they'll have the afternoon then they have lunch. And then we're also having our Makerspace Camp. I've heard somebody's trying to do an art camp. The Makerspace Camp will be here at the LRC. We do some different ways, so make sure you pay it, look for that coming out. And we'll share more information as we create those opportunities for our students.
Right, because that one's going to be elementary, but we're working on the middle school
Yes.
part of it as well.
For the
and-
Makerspace Camp.
Correct. And then we're
The
talking
high school is doing credit recovery
Yep.
through the virtual school. So if you want a credit recovery, or we even talk about some students if they moved in and they're a sophomore or a junior and they didn't get Oklahoma history because they moved in, it's a way you can pick up Oklahoma history in the summer and not mess up your junior schedule having to take Oklahoma history, because again, we want to create opportunities for our students, and for them to come over here and take 2 hours of ag, we got to make sure we get some of those other things taken care of, because when they get this ag mech, we want to make sure they got ample time to use it and we get maximum benefits from it.
Absolutely. And before we conclude our podcast, I want to give a big shout out to all our entrepreneurs from
that
the
was awesome,
expo.
wasn't it?
They were filled, and they had a lot of people come in and out, and just watching the kids and seeing them get excited about their business was really something cool. And another great shout out to what our staff is doing for our students.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's
is.
really, you talked about this the other day, the number of staff we have speaking, the staff members we have in winning awards, the staff members we have going out and doing, our students, what they're doing. when you look at, we were talking about it today, our TAP program. We're talking about some of the things that we said, you was like, we got plumbing?
Yeah.
So now you had to go out and find the plumbing
And
at Mac.
roofing and all of that, right.
Yeah, we're doing
So
welding. We had
many.
students flying in planes. So, the challenge is what's next?
Absolutely. And then for that, we'll look for them to share out some information. Give them our email and
LawtonPS.org is a webpage. If you want to share information with us, it's info at LawtonPS.org.
all right, Mr. Hime, thank you so much. Thanks to our guests for coming and sharing
Thank
the
you guys.
information.
Good luck.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Yes,
It was a
there's going to be a
pleasure.
lot coming on, and we're excited to share that. So until then, you guys, thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Hime and our guests, ladies. We wish you guys the very best. And until next week, let's wish them goodbye. Be well, stay safe, and make positive impacts. Have a good one.